these guys, there is big money involved. They're being paid big salaries to perform every time they take the field. And huge stadia, packed to capacity. Do some of those players take a couple of weeks to adjust to just what they've walked into?
Well, a couple of months, a couple of years for some. Well, one, the heavy price tag, that can often be something that really messes with the head. The other thing is finding a belonging. We're an Indian side. It's not an international side, and for some players who are prominent figures in international cricket, to then be part of an Indian side and play a key role takes a bit of adjustment as well. So again, you come back to character, you're picking character. Some great players sitting on the sideline don't even get to play. So how will they take that, going from prominent roles now to sitting on the sideline? It's a big test for some egos, but it's all part of the beauty of it. It's an amazing tournament. The standard is very high. The quality is unbelievable, and the support. The grounds are full. It's for 2 months. It's just IPL. It's fantastic.
It's just fabulous in the way it grows year on year, and I know that this will spread globally. Ravi, what about the future of the international T20 game? Franchise cricket is huge. It's paying players' salaries. Are we going to see players still focusing just as much on international cricket, or is there a chance here that we're not quite going to get the balance right, that maybe franchise might overtake side?
Not really. I think there'll be enough international cricket. What might take a hit is 50-over cricket in the future, with the number of bilaterals being played. I think even the amount of test cricket that's being played might have to be reduced to an extent to allow all three formats of the game to go. I've always maintained T20 and test cricket will be the real survivors. 50-over cricket, there's a place for that. It's very popular in our part of the world, but you might have to restrict that, big time when it comes to bilaterals, and just focus on World Cups when it comes to that. Go more the football model than anything else.
Who's going to make that decision? Is it going to be the administrators, or is it going to be the players themselves who will stand up and say, we can't do this?
I think the administrators will be forced to do it. They will have no choice. Seeing the volume of cricket being played, who knows, the franchise season might extend by another month. Maybe in India, maybe in other parts of the world.
He's not going to work another month.
No, he's not going to complain either, because he's an honorary life member of Chennai Super Kings. He's got a seat there, and once he sits on that seat, it's like cement. No one can get him out there. Don't even try.
I've noticed that.
He's a permanent fixture there. And then probably MS Dhoni.
What about for you, Flem? Do you agree with Ravi's assessment? Are you seeing changes in the near future to the way the formats are all blended together?
You're shifting sands. I think it's going to come to a head, and it's not far away. There's T20 tournaments all around the world and more proposed. So the calendar is getting so full. Like Ravi, I'm surprised the 50-over game is still so strong. I thought that was going to be a casualty a while back, but good World Cups and Champions trophies, it's kept people interested. I'm not sure who's going to blink first. The players now are starting to have to make a choice between central contracts or play the league. So the players are now starting to have a voice or sort of show where they're heading. The administrators often left behind and make decisions late. I think there's a few things now which are simmering away which might force their hand.
Ravi, I want to finish by asking you about the relationship between Indian cricket and New Zealand cricket. We obviously value the market because it's massive. Commercially, it makes sense. But also, what about the relationship between the players, the teams themselves? Is there a sense of mutual respect about this rivalry?
Massive. And, I say that in my years as a coach, as a player, as a broadcaster, nothing's changed. That mutual respect stays. A lot of New Zealand players come and play in the IPL, and they're very popular. So, I think India know every time they come out to New Zealand that there's some cricket to be played, because New Zealand, by any stretch of imagination, will never be pushovers. India know it when it comes to ICC tournaments. If there's one bogey team for India, it's New Zealand. They always beat India in crucial games, and it doesn't go back to the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You go back last 20, 25 years, they're the one bogey team. Australia, not a problem. At times, Pakistan, not a problem. England, not. New Zealand, always a problem. So that will always be etched in their memory.
You've been taking the New Zealanders lightly for 25 years, Ravi. Is that what you're saying? What about for you, Flem? The relationship, going out there and playing India, whether that be at home or whether that be touring that tough continent, how does it feel for you as a player to take on the biggest cricket market in the world?
Oh, wonderful challenge. Some of the greatest players that I went up against were the Indian players. Tendulkar straight away comes to mind, but wonderful batting orders that we played, watching the Ravi and others in World Series days early on, but now being a part of Indian cricket and coaching and getting a chance to understand and know these players as friends and culturally as well, not just a tour, but 2 or 3 months at a time. Very lucky. It's a home away from home for me, and understanding the passion and the players that have been and still to come. It's very exciting.
And you know where to land your chopper now too, which is absolutely fantastic.
He's the one. After what, 25 seasons in the IPL. Yeah, gee, man, he goes under the radar.
That's a gold watch. That's it.
He's the one. But you know, the friendships have remained.
Yeah.
You know, right since I played my first Test here in 1981. You know, with the Smathis, with the Crows, were very dear friends of mine. Martin, you know, was a dear friend of mine. Jeff still keeps in touch on a regular.
It's not looking likely, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. 9:45 the cut-off. Stick around. More to come.